Hello, everybody, and Tammy Williams is in the house within 2 seconds. Hello, Tammy. We'll wait for people to come in here, and Jeff M. and Gloria. Also, let's give them some FaceTime here. And way up north with me tonight is Judy. Hello, Judy.
Hello, John. Hi, everybody. It's good to be here tonight, as always. And we got a lot to talk about.
Yep, we got yesterday's podcast, which Judy does her synopsis after I get done mumbling a little bit. And of course, thanking everybody. Hello, Becky. And we'll go from there. Everybody's saying hello. As long as you can hear both of us, see me, we're ready to go. And don't forget, next week on Tuesday, we won't be on, but we'll take some notes on drilling down next Tuesday, the 27th. And we'll be back with you January 3rd, pre-show, post-show, January 3rd. So next Tuesday's a drilling down. Enjoy the show. And also, I want to say to everybody, have a Merry Christmas. This is the last podcast before Christmas. Hello, Ashley. Have a very safe Christmas. Traveling here is going to be really treacherous on Friday. Hello, Kurt. So whoever's traveling on the bus, on the train, on the plane, and even myself, just go extra slow. It's always got to happen on most craziest holiday of all, you know, Judy?
Right, always, John. The darn snowstorms just can't wait another couple of weeks, can they?
Right, or it couldn't be like in November. We get 2 days like at 42 degrees or something. No.
Yeah, we could use that right now.
Hello, John. Thanks for joining the show. Don't forget, everybody, try to hit that like button if you can, support if you can, and please hit that free subscribe button if you can. I appreciate it so much. I thank you so much. Season 10 yesterday, episode 6, Over the Muyan. We were over the Muyan, all right, Judy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was really happy. We did not get any Muon pictures.
Yeah, I sent a email to Duma Mining like I did before. And I want to see if they can send me, obviously, a sample of what it actually looks like. Not Oak Island, but any other mining project they had, just to give us an example. Or was that an example that I showed on the show last night? Is that about what we're going to see? You know what I mean, Judy?
Good idea, John. I'll look forward to that. I hope they come back to you.
Yeah. Hello, Caroline. We're working in. I'm the cook too, Caroline. I got to bring everything in the Jeep. I'm the traveling cook. And
well, it sounds good, John.
And cleaner. So, like I said, everybody be safe. All right, let me get my thank yous in there, Judy. Hello, we are watchers. So we can start the show at 7. Of course, I want to thank my YouTube members, the Knights, the Captains, the Marshals, and the Masters, who do a monthly fee. And I got to thank the Pirate, Dina, Caroline, Noah, Virginia, Barbara, the other Barbara S., Starlene, Nightwing, Luke, Jeff M., Curtis, Jenna, Kelly, Becky, John, Joseph, Mark, Sandollar, Roxy, Jazz D, and Wayne for all their support on the YouTube side. And also the Knights that help out. Every penny helps. I want to thank Judy. She's on the phone. Judy, I want to thank you for what you do, and a Merry Christmas to you, your daughter, and your family that's coming up. Thank you so much, Judy.
You're welcome, John, and I love doing it. And Merry Christmas to you and your mom and dad.
Yep, I thank you so much. When the professor comes in, you know who he is. Daniel, the historian Spino, who gives us all the facts on my Quest of Oak Island YouTube channel and our Facebook channel. There is so much information on the Quest of Oak Island Facebook book. If you guys go over there, join the channel. I'm not going to print everything out and say it on YouTube because the YouTubers are not on Facebook. I want you guys to go to my Facebook page, you know, Judy, and read the stuff that they actually are printing out on recent occurrences. You know, Judy?
Right, exactly. There's a lot there, guys, a lot to learn. And Daniel is putting stuff on almost daily. So there's lots there that you can learn.
Yep. I also want to thank and say Merry Christmas to our osprey bird, the Muyan, who's probably laying eggs right now. I don't know if they're in mating season up in that tree, but maybe we can get a surprise drone if we get a good day and he has time. I want to thank him for a great year. Thank you, Osprey Muyan. I hope your family does great. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Muon.
Ashley, within 30 minutes, but the snowstorm Friday will probably be 2 hours before I go my regular 20 minutes. And then Caroline with her big, I got to post up recipes, you know me. Hickory smoked ham, fresh pineapple, mashed potatoes, summer squash, tuna salad, cooked apples with molasses, homemade bread, gingerbread with whipped cream and sprinkles, eggnog, tea, and coffee. We'll be right over.
Oh, dear.
Hello, Gustavo.
We'll all be hungry by the time tonight's done.
And Cindy says, I can hear you, Judy, the head Oakland F-let.
Aw, thank you.
Yup, Robot, we're getting whacked this weekend. Sub-zero, 50-mile-an-hour winds. I just love it. What we have is the Italian dinner on Christmas Eve, which consists of fish, linguine, stuffed calamari, shrimp, baked fish, like a baked potato. It's mostly a fish Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, we're having prime rib steaks, ham, baked beans, baked potato, antipasto, and the rest of the week's going to be all leftovers. You know, Judy?
That's what happens, isn't it? Well, I'll be at my daughter. She's doing the cooking, and we will have turkey and all the trimmings, and I'm sure there will be some pumpkin pie.
Yep, I don't know what they're making for dessert. I'm bringing cannoli dip, like I told. Hi, Aaron. I make this cannoli dip with the ricotta cheese that you dry out. You add confectionery sugar. You add cinnamon spice and chocolate chips. And you dry out the ricotta that makes it like a cannoli. But I use the pinpointed ice cream cones, as you guys can see, to put ice cream in it, the pointy ones, because it's the same shell as the cannoli shell. And sometimes I'll just make the dip in a bowl, break up the ice cream cones, and they can use the ice cream cone chips as a dip. So that's going to be our dessert. I can't touch it. I'm lactose intolerant, but I'll have my dried pretzel and just cry watching them eat the cannoli.
Sean.
Hello, Hook. Hello, Gloria.
Hi, Dan.
Cindy, make the fish yourself. I always bake fish myself. I make haddock française. I keep the tradition going. If there's nobody, 2 people, just me, just keep it going. Even some food smells bring me back to my childhood. Some smells and some sounds bring memories back to me like this. It sounds weird, but that's how my brain works, I guess.
I think it does, John. I know my mother always cooked roast beef on Sundays. To this day, I smell roast beef. I think it's Sunday.
Yep, we always had roast beef and mashed potatoes on Sunday, too, most of the time. Yeah, my father loved that. All right, let me thank my moderators, Tammy, Judy, Daniel, Starlene, Michelle, Kathy, BC, and Tanya. And to our lifetime contributor, I miss him on our live shows, Chris Dona. I haven't had my phone number up, but we will have a call in one of these days. We have a great time on Discord last night, talking to each other about the show last night. I just love it when I hear you guys' voices. I hope we get more people joining us doing that. I know you like your privacy, but we don't bite. I want to thank my Quest of Oak Island Facebook group. That's my main members, my YouTube channel, my live stream to Twitter and Rumble, also to our Anchor audio podcast around the world. Like I told Judy, we're close to 20,000 plays. So people are listening to us.
Well, that's great. That's good to hear.
Hi there, Gloria. Raisin bread. Yeah, doesn't it seem crazy that smells bring us back? You know what I mean? As you get older.
It does, John. I find the older I get, the more important that is, the more it comes up.
Yep, Ashley's making roast beef for Christmas Day. There you go. And Renee, yes, Daniel is working on that. I don't know when he's going to post it, but he is working on what you're asking. Daniel's on it. Hello, Noah. Before we get into Judy's synopsis, and of course I got screenshots of last night's show. What did you guys think of the show? I always ask before I read something off the beam here. What did you guys think of the show last night over the Muyan?
I thought it was a good show,
Mm-hmm.
but I do resent the fact that they made us think we were going to get Muon pictures and we didn't. I was sure looking forward to that.
Yep, like I said, I don't know if I said it live. I emailed Duma Mining and asked them if they can send me some samples of actual graphs or photos of actually Muyan showing something in the soil, say 180 feet deep, looking up just to see how it looks like on their monitor. So I hope I get an answer from them.
I hope you do too.
Yep, a lot of it, yeah, Tammy, was the that find, that crazy looking artifact. 3/4 of the program was that. Yep. There's Noah. Given the title, I thought it was going to be more information, but it was good. Yeah, we all did, Noah. We all thought Noah was going to show us something, but Muyan, Noah was going to show us. Muyan was going to show us something, but if Muyan doesn't show us anything, they're not going to show us. You know what I mean? If the Muyan they got so far is not showing nothing, well, they're not going to show us saying, hey, guys, this Muyan technology over the money pit, guess what? Oops. It didn't show anything. You know what I mean? And, in this area,
right.
In this one area of the money pit, those 5 sensors, they're never going to say that because that's like, oh, no. You know what I mean?
I still think that the time that they were working, the time we are seeing right now, they didn't have the results yet.
That's what they keep on telling us, but they got to have something pretty soon.
Yeah, it shouldn't be long, I wouldn't think.
Yep, the Scottish Wild Man. Holy Muyan!
You just made Tammy happy there.
Let me see what Renee says here. Thank you, John. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you guys also. This is the last podcast before Christmas. Holy Muyan and Happy New Year to all the oak nuts out there. Hit that like button, please. Our copper artifact, I think it's part of a metal book covering or breastplate. And we were having that discussion last night in Discord. And even what they said, it could be a corner of a big picture frame. Remember in the old days how they hung those huge portraits? I mean, big pictures. And on the outside of the frame had very, very fancy metal decoration on it. You know what I mean, Judy?
I do, John. I can picture them for sure. And that could very well be what that's a piece of.
Unbelievable. Gloria says,
I'm hoping they can date the metals. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, Gloria says 1 hour show isn't enough. All right, I want to read this little thing. I jump all over the internet. I'm worse than this show jumping over all the places, Judy. So,
John, you're so hyper you can't sit still anyway.
hello, Scott. It's like, I don't know if this is from a book. I don't know if this is from the internet, because I print things out and I never mark or reference back to where I found it. So I give credit to whoever wrote this that I'm going to say, and go from there. Because we're thinking all about this tunnel, Judy, right?
Right.
What is this tunnel? Where it is? How deep it is? How long it is? How far is it going? Is it meeting the garden shaft? So I printed this out, I think last week or so, but I forgot to say it last week. So I'm going to read this little paragraph to you guys and see what you guys think. Are you ready?
We're ready.
It says here, and I quote, Blair's notes show that on April 22nd, 1897, when they reached a depth of 110 feet, they came across one of old Eldorado / Halifax Company's tunnels entering at 108 feet, and noticed that all the water flowing into the pit came through this tunnel. Hello, Curtis. Hello, Professor Daniel. So did you hear what I said there, right?
Yes. Wow.
They explored it a short distance and came to an intersecting tunnel. Now, wait a minute. They just found 2 tunnels we just heard yesterday, right?
Right. Yes.
So they said they explored a short distance and came to an interesting tunnel, at the end of which was a large cribbed shaft extending up into the darkness as far as they could see. Blair says water was boiling up through the bottom of this pit, and it proved to be the real money pit. The pit had worked in all winter, proved to be the old Tupper pit, shaft number 3, dug in the 1850s to 109 feet and situated 10 feet northwest of the actual money pit. Several months and a lot of money has been wasted in re-excavating the wrong pit. Moving 10 feet southwest, they broke through the topsoil and soon confirmed they were now in the original money pit. On June 9th, 1897, digging had progressed to 111 feet in the money pit when the workers came upon an uncribbed tunnel 2.5 feet wide on the east side of the money pit. They dug down quickly, noticing that the opening was filled with smooth beach stones covered with a layer of gravel. And as they dug, water gushed through an ever-increasing rate. They had located the flood tunnel from the sea and Smith's Cove. Several accounts state that the tunnel was 2.5 feet wide and 4 feet high. What's that remind you of?
Mhm.
Welling later noted the full height couldn't be seen because of the increasing water volume rushing into the pit. Blair says it entered the pit under great pressure and finally overcame the water pumps. It filled the pits, the money pit and shaft 3, to tide level and brought our operations to a standstill. It was obviously to Blair and Wellington that it would be impossible to plug the flood tunnel in the money pit itself. The force and the volume water rushing down from Smith's Cove was too great. Work was then temporarily halted while the company's Nova Scotia Board of Management in Halifax was to formulate a new plan. Uncribbed. That means the tunnel just had support beams and nothing on the sides, maybe? Uncribbed.
That's what it sounds like, John.
And this sounds like the
Wow.
tunnels they're hitting now, doesn't it?
It does. It's almost exactly the same.
They came
Wow.
at 110 feet. They came across one of the old Eldorado Halifax Company's tunnel, entering at 108 feet. Then in 1850 to 109 feet. Uncribbed tunnel. I don't know, guys. The Tupper Pit, Shaft 3. Awful familiar. Awful familiar.
It does for sure. So are the team digging right now, right where others have already dug?
Yeah, they say no, but there's a lot of maps out there, and what the heck do we know? You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
And then Blair says they explored it a short distance, okay, Judy, and came to a intersecting tunnel at the end. They just told us they found 2 tunnels in the show yesterday.
Boy, it sounds like the same thing.
And this is April 22nd, 1897.
Wow. And you don't know where you got that, eh, John?
I can't remember.
Okay.
It's obviously Blair's. Fred Blair. Was that his name? Fred Blair?
Oh, boy.
I
I
can't remember.
kind of think so.
And this guy, Wellington. So if you look up that, I thought that was very interesting and very coincidental on what we're going through right now. But this is in 1850 and 1897. 1850 to now. How many years is that? Almost 200. Almost 200 years, right?
Yeah. Right.
And we could
Too many.
We could be in the same tunnels, you know.
And there's a chance of that. Daniel, do you know anything about that at all?
There's Scott. What do you think, Scott, of what I read? Seems awful close. Frederick Blair. Yep, that's him. Thanks, Scott. Well, thanks, Daniel. So I think they're in the same tunnels that Frederick Blair was seeing in the 1800s.
It sure sounds like it.
There's just too many coincidences. Same depth, intersecting tunnels. So I don't know, guys. I mean, Doug Crowell is right on the beam with these things with old maps and Rustall. He did a lot of mapping right on the spot. So they know what's there, what's not there, what's virgin to them. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, let's hope it's not the same one.
Yep, Lori. Hi, John. Crazy 2 tunnels. We're going to. I don't know. They say one's going to the garden shaft. And I was told earlier that the garden shaft, like I told you guys, was a pump station. Somehow the water was pumped out of there. As they're digging these tunnels, maybe lower than the water level, the water was being pumped out of the garden shaft so they can continue cribbing the tunnels. 5 foot high, 2 feet wide, very small tunnel, but tunnel as is,
Yes. Wow.
Yes, Kurt. Unbelievable.
Daniel says, I have read about the tunnels from that time. It sounds similar, but not 100% sure they're the same ones as now.
Right, at the same depth. Could be, could not be. Who the heck knows?
Hope you're right, Daniel.
Yep. Let's see what Glory has to say. We're back to the Carper piece. The Mi'kmaq were one of the native groups that had a primitive writing system pre-contact by other peoples. There was a lot of copper available. Thank you, Gloria. I tried to get the Mi'kmaq chief from Nova Scotia on again, but they maybe don't want to come on and say anything because it's a touchy subject. You know what I mean, Judy?
Right. Yeah, it is for sure. Cindy's asking, wasn't one deeper than the other? And I'm assuming she means the tunnels. And yes, one was.
Yes, one was, yeah. What was it, 99 and 103? So it was like 4 feet off or 4 feet different, something like that.
Right.
Let me see. So with the Dunfield digging, could this be a waste of time? One tunnel to the garden pump station and the other could be lost with all of Dunfield's diggings. I hope not. They say because Dunfield dug in a cone, all this side stuff is virgin. You know, it's white on the top, and then he dug as a cone. So you got all that stuff on the sides that he never hit. That's what they're into. You know what I mean, Judy?
Right, yes. That's what they keep saying, so I trust that they know what they're doing.
Alrighty. How's the voice doing, Judy? Sound good?
Oh, good. I'm glad it sounds good. I got a little bit of a tickle, so I hope it goes okay, guys.
Yep. Well, let me get Judy's picture on here before we get too far out of the tangent. But those tunnels that I read from the 1850s, holy Muyan, Lordy Forty, they sound the same as what they're looking at now. Could be, could not be. I just put the information out there, guys. Agree, disagree. Who the heck knows?
Well, that was interesting for sure, John. I'm glad to have heard that.
All right, Judy, your picture's up for the world to see when you're ready. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hey, everybody. We are season 10, episode 6, Over the Muon. It's a new day on Oak Island, and at the garden shaft, Rec meets with Dumas for an update on the rebuild of the shaft. They are getting close to finishing the laying of the steel and concrete around the top of the shaft. Upon completion of this job, Irving equipment will arrive to dig the 80-foot hole so the rebuild can be completed. As Rick lets them get back to work, he wonders if the garden shaft can be the money pit. 75 feet south in the money pit area, the team has begun the drilling of new borehole N517.5. In their effort to follow the tunnel they now know is below at 103 feet down. Meanwhile, on Lot 8, Gary and Jack are metal detecting and dig up a bit of metal chain. Because it is oval in shape, Gary believes it is old and hand-forged and wonders if it is related to the bunk hook found earlier this year. Next up is a small, delicate piece of metal, blue-green in color, with designs on both sides and roughly rectangular in shape. Gary says it has been in the ground a long time in order for it to be that color, and wonders if it could be related to the brooch also found in this area. They decide to take it to the lab right away. After finishing on Lot 8, they take the new artifact to the interpretive center, where Laird takes pictures of the piece under the microscope, and he believes it to be military in origin. Next, it goes into the XRF machine that tells them the object is 95% copper with small amounts of zinc and iron. It will now go into the CT scanner for 24 hours to see what it looks like under the crust, and then it will be carefully cleaned. Rick tells Gary and Jack to go find more, and Gary replies, "Let's get the coil to the soil." Later that afternoon, Craig arrives at borehole N517.5, and Terry informs him he believes they have hit a tunnel at 99 feet down. Could it be a separate tunnel from the one they have been tracking? Craig asked them to dig deeper. The following day, 45 feet southwest of borehole N.5, 17.5, the team has begun the drilling of new borehole F.25, 14.4, and are 48 feet down. Meanwhile, in the interpretive center, Laird shows the team the results of the CT scan performed on the artifact found on Lot 8 the day before. He points out it has been folded 3 times and is definitely covered in strange symbols. Because the lines on it don't seem to be even, it could be handcrafted and very old. As they wonder if the artifact could be Masonic in origin, Rick says we need to find the meaning of the symbols. Back at the money pit area, the drill is down 99 feet in borehole F.25, 14.4, and they have hit a void that drops to 103 feet down, telling Steve they have hit a second tunnel. Rick arrives and asks if this could be original works, and could it be the floor of the tunnel at 103 feet down. More work is needed here. Later that afternoon, Rick, Steve, and Scott meet in the research center to determine where to drill next in the money pit area. Because borehole F.25, 14.4 is very near to the muon detectors and power lines, they have to plan carefully where to drill next, as these items cannot be disturbed. They decide they need to go around the muon items and will drill a new hole and put down sonar. As a new day arrives in the money pit area, the team has begun drilling new borehole IJ 15.25, a safe distance from the muon lines. Paul points out they are heading towards the garden shaft. In the war room, the team is meeting with antique metal specialist Ed Barnhart. Ed has studied the pictures of the metallic artifact found on Lot 8 2 days before and informs the team that the metal may be dated and the design is very intriguing. Ed informs them that this metal alloy was not made in the Americas and it might be an ornate plating to cover boxes or religious objects from far away. He states he will dig deeper and get back to them. Over at the causeway, Irving Equipment is arriving with a 109-ton crane to begin the digging of the 80-foot hole in the garden shaft. Dumas has finished laying the steel and concrete foundation at ground level, so are ready for the large crane and hammer grab to go to work. Once Irving has the hole dug, Dumas will complete the rebuild of the shaft. Marty and Rick are excited about going underground as they wonder if the garden shaft is original. How soon will we go underground, fellow questers, and what will be found? Stay tuned, everyone. I hope your holiday is filled with love and family, and until we see you all again, the first week of January 2023, stay safe, please, everyone.
Thank you very much, Judy. Very, very detailed, very, very professional. You are the best.
Oh, thank you, John. I still wish there were some Muon pictures.
I hear you. Very nice job, Judy. Of course, everybody, this will be printed out to be shown on the community tab on YouTube for the members that have joined, and on Facebook on our private channel, The Quest of Oak Island. And Tammy says, Judy is always the best synopsis. You're amazing. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, Tammy. John Charles Cater says the editing had a little more giddy up to it. A number of wider subjects were just glossed over. For instance, Rick asked about the folding over of the copper. Laird said that it was folded 3 times. The implication was that it was a thin material that had been discarded after the wrapping was removed from whatever it covered. The Ark of the Covenant becomes the unspoken object being wrapped. Interesting, Charles. Thank you.
You know, like when you throw something out, like whoever gets a bunch of Christmas gifts, you got your Christmas paper, you fold it in 3 or 4 sections, and you just put it in a pile. Same thing with tin, really thin copper. That would make sense, Judy?
Right, it does, yes. That's interesting.
But like we said, we hear it all from, it could be part of a corner of a picture frame, could be anything.
It would be nice if it was the Ark of the Covenant, mind you, but we'll have to wait and see. Daniel says I'm the best synopsisizer ever.
Yep, and Curtis says, thank you, Judy. Hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Curtis Burnett.
You too, Curtis. Please have a good one.
I didn't get that long, Charles.
Oh, it's on Facebook.
Alrighty. Well, good you caught it, Judy. That's why you're my backup over
here. His last name is Kader.
Okay. I'll have to look later.
Okay. And Leon is saying good night on Trinidad and Tobago. Happy holidays and be safe.
Okay. Same to you. Very, very good. A lot of holiday cheer going out there. Very, very good.
Charles came back and said, thank you, Judy, for mentioning that comment. Your episode summary is excellent as always. Thank you, Charles.
There you go. All right, let's get into some screenshots here. Oh my God, I've been on for 45 minutes already. Where's the time go?
It goes fast.
Yeah, Dave, but the question I got on this, sure, to be all set up after you sign a waiver to go down 80 feet, 10 levels of 8 feet apiece. But that's all you're going to see is pre-treated wood on the walls and the ceiling and the ladder, going to a floor and the walls and the ceiling and the ladder and the walls and the ceiling and the ladder. So I don't know. We have to find something in this shaft to really go in this shaft and present something to see at the bottom, Judy?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for sure. Otherwise, it's just going to be a very boring shaft.
Yup, Kimberly. Very interesting. Very interesting. But we want to get not to the end of it to end the show, but we need something of substantial in your hand or boots on the ground and in your hand thing. So that's what I'm looking for in season 10.
Right. Hopefully when they come back in first week of January to have results of the metal testing, I'm hoping.
Yeah, they usually do that with Greg. Even with the wood, they come back with the dates.
Right.
Yeah, they might find items. But the wash plant, I think they were putting in, I had pictures before, and when they're clearing out the garden shaft, they were dumping it in a dump truck. And obviously they were going to the either wash plant or dumping the spoils from the garden shaft in an area which Gary can scan. Obviously, they're going to scan it all the way down till they empty it out, you know, Judy?
Right. For sure. Yeah, they would have to do that for sure.
Yep.
And Daniel says, I think the tunnels are taking a back seat to the copper piece.
Yep. We don't know what was found first. So, you know, here we go. The editors got us with the hookers. So, and the hooks get it with the hookers, and more hooks equals more hookers. Hookers? What the hell am I talking about? Hookers. Kathy's got me crazy when she shows me our moderator. She'll send me a picture of a hook. You know, I'm saying, well, if you have more hooks on the show, that's all we're getting is hookers. I'm losing it, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. Take it the way you want to take it. Maybe we're PG today, so I don't know.
That's quite okay, John. You got a lot on your mind.
You know, Judy. If you have a lot of hooks, what do you call them?
I guess I'll stay safe with hooks.
I blame Kathy, the hook. I blame her. Oh God. Here comes Facebook now. Well, John, you can't say that on Facebook. We're gonna ban you on Facebook for 30 days.
Yeah, that'd be about it too.
So whoever turns me in, go ahead. Sydney, the hookers of Oak Island. Hey, I bet you that would sell more books than the Treasure of Oak Island.
Yeah, I am quite certain it would.
And then you also got to add the 200 gallons of whiskey in there.
Huh? Daniel wants to know what's going on, John. I'm sure he's wondering if you've been into the whiskey.
I wish I did. It adds a new element to the search, right?
Right on.
We're going in the wrong direction here. Oh, God. Hello, Dee Dee. Thank you so much to keep John away from the hooks. Thank you so much, Dee Dee. I don't know. I got off the track for something. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Thank you, Dee Dee, as usual. Thanks for your support in the channel. Oh, God.
Good advice there, Dee Dee.
Now, wait a minute here. The smoking hedgehog looks like booty to me. Then was dug up with booty. What the heck? And in the daylight, Ball was in it. They saw it wasn't gold and gave it away. Oh, God. What the heck what direction are we going in tonight's podcast, guys?
I'm not sure where we're heading at this point.
Scottish, I knew somebody was going to say something about lumber, but oh my God, it explains all the coins, loose coins. Ashley says you can't date hookers. Oh my lordy 40, guys, you're killing me. Carol, hi all, I'm late. Good. Oh man, we'll have to ask Carmen about this history of Oak Island here because it's getting a little bit on the wild side here.
For sure, he might know something.
Oh lordy 40, where am I now? Okay, we're going to show some screenshots. Judy did her synopsis. That's going to be all printed out for everybody to see the factual episode line by line. And now we're going to do some screeny shots. And here they are. Thanks a lot, Tammy. We're excited to be part of it. That's Duma Mining putting in that reinforcing bars for the concrete to hold down that whole top, I guess, and that gives support of the whole tunnel, Judy.
Yes, boy, they really made a lot there. They made that darn strong.
Yep, and I guess that's what they do. Whatever the shaft hangs from, it hangs from this reinforced concrete pad on top as they build it going down underneath, which makes sense.
Right, it does, yes. They do a heck of a job.
Wait a minute, guys. I got to wipe my nose. You hear me laughing so much, I'm tearing and I'm leaking. Hold on. Okay, guys. That was a good laugh. That was a good hearty laugh. That's what we like to see here.
Yep.
Hearty laughs.
It is.
Stay positive. Go forward and laugh until you cry and laugh until your nose runs. That's what we want to do here. That's our new motto for 23.
All righty, John. We'll go for that.
Our motto for 23, laugh till you. Nope, I can't say that either. Now this wood, this wood from the garden shaft, which was maybe a party shaft, maybe they were trying to find out. Maybe it was a hotel. I don't know.
Hey, who knows?
And they dated it to 1735. So we want to put that in there as dates of why was this in there so many years before the founding of the money pit. Think about that, guys.
Right. That is a long time before it.
We're looking at what, 1795, right?
Right.
So there's 60 years that this pump shaft, garden shaft, maybe the original money pit, who the heck knows? So that's an important date on that wood they dated from that shaft, right, Judy?
Right, I would say it is.
So I wanted to make sure everybody saw that. And Scott says, was that the year that the wood was used or the year the tree started growing? I have no idea. Could have been from an old ship. Could have been from anywhere, the wood.
Right. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. How can you tell where a piece of wood came from? Not unless it's, a piece of wood that's not around the area. That's all they can determine, you know what I mean? If it's not oak and it's not whatever maple or pine or whatever they were using up there, that's all they can tell if it's from not their area. But as far as what it came from, I have no idea. Yeah, Carol, that's what I was thinking. The rings, when the tree died, that's when the tree died. 1735, when it was cut, they count the rings. And Caroline, you're thinking just like me. It could be part of an older ship that was repurposed by the 1746 people. Yeah, because they didn't throw anything out, Judy. I mean, they used everything, remelted everything, used it until it was like poof. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly, John. Unlike us today, they did use it all.
Okay, now I got them. Hold on, Judy.
Oh, good.
I don't know what happened before. All right, this is from Charles. You want to read it, Judy?
Okay. Dr. Ed Barnhart is the Maya Exploration Center archaeologist that was consulted about the decorative inscriptions on the copper item. His response was very telling when he asked about the metallurgy
Yep.
of the wrapping. he said that he would be looking for gold or silver if a copper item originated as Mayan plunder. That was why he said that it was from elsewhere where it was forged.
Yep.
Another clue to the Middle East Crusader era as a point of exchange of exotic technologies in a short period of time.
Yep. Yep. Thank you so much, Charles. Very nice. Very good.
And I have seen this Dr. Barnhart on another show, but I cannot remember where. It might even be Ancient Aliens. I don't know. It could be that.
Yep, they jump around show to show. Well, I just wanted to point that out with that date. And I hope when they're digging out, well, they already dug out the shaft that we know. They already left the island, so the shaft is already repurposed. The garden shaft is already done. That every 8 foot, they were taking water samples. So if the gold signature was getting depleted as they went down 5 levels, well, then they better go sideways. You know what I mean, Judy?
Right, yes. Yeah.
You know, because we got a gold signature there, we got a silver signature there. So I just hope they had something before they hit the 80-foot level, you know?
I hope so, too. That's what I'm thinking. If there's something there, they'll hit it before the 80-foot, I think.
Not at all, sunshine.
And Daniel says plunder is the key word there. Mayans did use copper. That is only his opinion on how it would have ended up on Oak Island as plunder. That's Dr. Barnhart he's talking about.
I wish we found some coconut fiber down there.
Yes.
We don't know if they even did side tunnels, Luann. We have no idea to see that. No idea if anybody's close-lipped on that. So we don't even know if they went sideways at all. But if there was a signature, they have the opportunity to go sideways at any time as they scan inside the tunnel. You see them now using them cameras more and more in the boreholes. They always use the cameras. Some things, like I'm saying, is not TV worthy. If it's not TV worthy, they did the camera work and it's edited out, so we never see what's thrown on the edited floor. You know what I mean, Judy?
Right. It would be interesting to see some of that, wouldn't it?
Yep. Yep. And here's the picture I posted where all the concrete goes up to the yellow steel to hold the shaft. And this is what it's going to be looking like inside, going straight down, and it can go to the side as they determine it if they get all kinds of hits or whatever left or right. And waterproofing the concrete as they're going down. And this is that new hole Judy was saying, N.5-17.5.
Yes.
Yep. And there it is on the grid.
Boy, they're starting to get a lot of numbers in those holes.
A lot of holes, Judy. And this is where they found some of that wood, primarily carbon dating it to the 17th century. So that and the other wood, what was it, 1746?
Yes.
It's all around the same area there, you know, about 50 years before the money pit. So we're getting a lot of dates there. Then all of a sudden we'll get a date that's way out of whack, you know.
Right. It happens all the time, I think.
And here they are in this lot 8 that they've been finding a lot of good things on lot 8. Finally cleared. You see all the clearing in the back of them. You see all the cut trees in the back of these two guys. If you can see the background, look through these two guys. You see the back of pile of trees that Billy's team has been clearing. So that helps out.
It sure does. They clear that out really nice for those guys.
That picture is of Lot 8. Gary and Jack Begley on Lot 8 with the metal detector. The old one was a chart mapped out in squares of 5 feet where they locate all these boreholes. And there's a picture of the map, Tammy, of all the lots. And it's showing and highlighting Lot 8, where they're finding some relics located nearly half a mile away, going west, away from the money pit. And that's what's on the screen right now. And this is what they found on Lot 8 before. That big old, what do they call it? Red ruby, red brooch.
Garnet, is it a garnet?
Garnet, red garnet. Could be connected to the Knights Templar. Then they went back to the Knights Templar vest that they wear when they're having ceremonies for the Ark of the Covenant. Very, very interesting. How Scott...
That is interesting, John. It really is.
How Scott tied it into the Templars with that ceremonial vest there. If you guys remember that, you'll have to look back on my chat to look it all up. You know, people say, well, what's going on? What's the latest? Just go to my Facebook group, Quest of Oak Island, and in the search bar, put in anything in the search bar, because I got 6 years of stuff on there of all kinds of research. You know, Daniel's research, everybody's individual statements, and just plug it in the search bar, and that stuff should come up. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, and there's lots there to choose from.
Yep. A Masonic vest. You got it, Caroline. And also compared to the formation of the paving stones underneath all this muck. That, you know, is it a wharf? Is it a road? And even they knew there was a road under the swamp in 1795. I got that in writing. They called it a road. They didn't call it a wharf.
No, they did call it a road. You're right.
Yeah. And here's Gary and Jack on Lot 8 finding some kind of older oval chain link, real skinny links. And of course, he's got to say, well, they bound these skinny chain links over a treasure chest and lock it to be secured. You know what I mean? It couldn't be just a ox chain or something. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. It has to connect to a chest, of course.
It couldn't be to an oxen that's just chained to the tree so he wouldn't fall into the swamp or something, you know?
Right.
Instead of ox shoes, we're finding ox chains.
Jack keeps our enthusiasm up, I have to admit.
Yeah. Like I said, if Gary wasn't talking, who would be talking on this show? Think about that.
Right. Exactly.
Laird is quiet. Rick is quiet. Marty shakes his head a lot. Steve, he's very quiet. He don't even like to be on podcasts, Steve. And, you know, they're all very quiet people. I mean, but they work together. I think the one that could be talkative, and he don't like podcasts, also is Doug. You know what I mean? Doug in what's his name? Barkhouse, Charles Barkhouse, because he does.
Yeah, Charles, yes.
He does the tours, but he really doesn't talk that much. He's just on the sausage table. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. Yeah. Good old Gary is a good talker.
And here's a close-up view on the microphone on the microscope. I guess it was showing that it was really old and a lot of copper, guys. A lot of copper.
Right.
Yep, Scott, he's the voice of the show. Without him, who knows? And here's when they first found it. And of course, when they find things, Judy, they're trying to tie it into any of the researchers' theories. You know what I mean? Who's got this theory of this and that? And the things they find, they're trying to tie in to their theories. And they're always accepting new theories if they make sense. You know what I mean?
Right. And I guess that's why they're there, is to see if those theories are real.
And they're comparing this. This is a photo of that thin chain and that other hauling hook with the oval chain that they found on Lot 8. And here's another picture of that artifact that they found on Lot 8 with those designs on top that I even put it on my Facebook page on Quest of Oak Island, that it looked like it was folded over to me, you know, Judy?
Yeah, I remember you saying that. When they said that tonight, I thought about that, John. You had noticed it already.
Yep. Merry Christmas, Misty Wonderment. Like I said, happy holidays to everybody who hasn't heard it. Me and Judy and the gang wish you all guys a very good holiday coming up. Up here, we'll be fighting the weather. And here's a Rick, and it's a C-mount 10 megapixel digital camera on top of this microscope. So I guess they record everything they see, which makes sense, you know?
It does. I think it's amazing what they can do right there now.
Yep. And there's even a closer look. I guess them speckles and copper, I guess that's what it looks like. Yep, Caroline, everything corrodes real bad. All depends on how old it is.
Yeah, Daniel says, my example I posted in the group shows a very close match to the copper piece found on the island. The example is of Celtic origin. How did that get on the island? It shouldn't be there. I'm working on it and will share my results. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you, Professor. Yep, same here. Blizzard in Minnesota. Blizzard's coming here Friday. And I'll be out
here in southern Ontario too on Friday.
Yep, so. And here's the minerals. See, we can do this all in the trailer now with Laird, so that's nice. No traveling. So we get it all right then and there, Judy.
Right. And that's really nice. We know right away.
And Tammy, what was the size of the sample you found? The sample was in the palm of his hand. If you look at pictures, it was just about in the size of the palm of his hand, right, Judy?
Yes.
So there was 95% copper there.
Yeah, that was surprising to me.
Yeah. Yep. Yep, Scott, we're getting a storm even tomorrow morning on Thursday, a light storm compared to what's coming Friday. So they got us all crazy. The weather people got me all crazy. So this whole thing is mostly copper, 95%, a little bit of zinc, iron, arsenic, and rhodium.
It is really delicate, though. I notice they have to be very careful how they handle it.
I don't know if it could be unfolded. I'm not sure. Hello, Brenda. Thanks for coming in. And here's another picture that just looked different to me, so I took a screenshot of it. You know, you get different angles. You get different light angles from them when they show you on TV. You know, this almost looks like I don't know what kind of design folded over twice, you know, Rudy?
Right, exactly. Certainly those designs I've seen in other places, like on Mayan or Inca, for instance.
Oh, she was talking about Daniel's dimensions on his stuff. Okay. Now I got you.
And I didn't realize one of the ones that Daniel showed was on stone and one on copper. Thanks, Daniel.
Yep. And here's this 5-foot tunnel at depth going from 16.25 to L16 to K15.5 now to the J15.25. But to me, it looks like it's going away from the garden shaft. not towards the garden shaft. But what do I know? I'm just a viewer.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
It's got to make a right turn for me to go to the garden shaft, but then maybe that intersection tunnel goes the other way. I don't know. This is the tunnel they found from 99 to 103. There's the 4-foot tunnel, and that's when I read that article. It seems awful familiar. And here's the other one, F.25-14.14. I wish they just use a couple of letters. You know what I mean, Judy?
I wish they would. That's a lot of numbers.
Yeah, like
when you're reading it several times.
Yeah. So this was Judy's synopsis, and I'm just showing the visual of where it's heading. You see that box to the left is the heading shaft, and the garden shaft would be way to the right, way past G19. You see there is way to the right. So to me, this is going away from the garden shaft, and why they say it's going towards the garden shaft, it might be the line of the L19, J19, the ones to the right. You know what I mean, guys?
Right, yes, John. It seems to be what's happening.
And here's where they're showing the hole on their map. I was trying to get a screenshot of anything I can see there. I see where it says shaft 2. Well, I don't know what they're calling shaft 2. Are they calling shaft 2 the garden shaft? Also, I don't know. But
I don't know either.
That's showing the circle of the Muon and the red straight lines. You see those red straight lines? That's the Muon power.
Okay, gotcha.
You see from his finger, you see the red line going up and then the red line going over the top of the H in that
yes.
advertising. That's the Muon power grid, or power, how it powers up. In the green line, all that big circle is where they have to keep in away from the Muon technology. And here's Gary. Here's Charles again. Go ahead, Judy.
Okay. When Gary finds the copper item, the edges of the copper seem to be flaking off in small pieces alongside his palm. That flag's location will draw a deeper level of archaeology study if the age of the copper shows antiquity. The emphasis on the First Nations pottery as the oldest artifacts on the island bears additional scrutiny now with this copper item find.
Who is this Charles Cater?
I don't know. Are you new, Charles? Because I don't remember you before.
He sounds very, very professional and very, very knowledgeable. Could this be someone else?
Yes. And he does that for sure.
I'm just saying, you know, how people talk and people say things, you know.
Right.
I welcome you to the group. I welcome you to my YouTube channel. I love it. Keep up the great work.
Exactly.
Charles. Same to you, Kathy. Same to you. And here's a side picture of that thing they found on lot 8, where you can see it's folded over. I guess when they do that 3D, Judy, they can really see it through all the crust and show you all kinds of sides and tops and bottoms. I love that technology.
It's amazing. I really like watching the pictures too.
Yep, Daniel, no
And
dating.
you can actually see the folds there.
Yep. Wonder if that's from heat or just folded over tin copper, how copper is soft, you know what I mean?
Right, yes.
And there's the Daniel. He thinks just like me. Sounds very interesting and suspicious at the same time. Holy Muon, Lordy 40. And Laird says, the first thing he says, oh, it looks military. It's an old can opener from a helmet or something. They made a can opener from a helmet or something.
Hey, anything's possible.
Yep. Yep. The implication is that if it's handcrafted, it's older. And like Scott says, I wish they could unfold it without it all cracking apart in a million pieces. But the way Jack forces that shovel in, I wish they had some kind of scooper, like a hydraulic handheld scooper that's on a cart that just goes down like a mini grabber. You see the big grabber on the crane, but just a mini grabber that just digs down 18 inches very carefully, not pounding a shovel all his might all the way around and then jamming the shovel underneath to scoop the thing out. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I think, John, that with that piece of metal, he might have done some damage to it. I'm not sure, though.
But you know what I'm talking about. They got these portable carts. They can go in the forest. They're small. And some kind of hydraulic system that they can have a shovel that would scoop out like roots and, just one scoop and a nice big scoop and nice and easy, like you're scooping out like mashed potatoes,
Right, yes. I think that'd be a good idea.
What does the garden shaft line up to on Zena's map? Haven't made it that far yet. Wild man. They were supposed to have a Xena episode on, and they switched it around. So it's all got to tie in somehow. That's when they're saying it could be now there, because it's folded, you see that bend. It does look like it's a corner, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, doesn't it? I have to admit the symbols interest me. I hope they can find out where they came from.
Maybe it was an old tin copper pillbox.
Hey, that could be too.
Did they have pills in those days, or they just drank whiskey? I don't know. And there's what the heck's his name? You've hit 2 tunnels.
Terry.
Who?
Terry. That's
yeah, Terry. We've hit 2 tunnels, right? That's right. And this Doug W., he's the comedian. He comes up with some great little one-liners that I see all the time on YouTube. I get a kick out of it, Doug. He always tells me, that a boy, Johnny. When I post something later on, that a boy, Johnny. Now he says it's a pull top can. It's a pull top from an Aztec beer can. There you go. And this is what it hit me when they said they had 2 tunnels, and I read that from Frederick Blair. It sort of just melded together for me, guys.
Right, John. Boy, it all sounds familiar. John Charles says, I have been following John Stemmer for years on Facebook and have enjoyed the evolution of his podcast over the years. I have watched Oak Island on History since it started. This season brings me some hope that past research is contributing to some conclusions that we can easily understand.
Fantastic. I thank you, Charles. Oh, my lordy 40. Things like this put a big smile on my face. I hope you like what we're presenting. We tell it the way it is. If it is sort of rumorish, we try to work around that to find the facts. And I thank you so much, Charles, for being a member. And welcome. You know what I mean, Judy?
Right. This is great. It really is. Thank you, Charles, so much. Cindy wants to know, did they share the beer with the hookers?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Now, when they say conduit, you guys know what conduit is, right?
I think I do.
It's metal housing for wires.
Okay, yep.
So this...
I remember the term.
Yep, this power going to these sensors are in this conduit, which is, plotted out by Steve. So obviously they can't be going and drilling around this area. Just wanted to tell you. And here's Daniel. Funny, we've never seen you before. Where have you been hiding? What's your analysis of your composition of the piece not being of Mesoamerican composition? There they go. Here we go. We got Professor and Charles. We might have a assistant professor in Charles. You know what I mean?
Yep. You never know.
Yeah, oh my lordy 40. I don't know if I can take more information. My head will blow up.
I understand.
Yeah. So that's the electrical supply. Very good, Caroline. In the green circle on this map is the Muyan technology, I guess. That's what they're searching, right?
Yes.
But what threw me off here, to the right, I got to look all over, right, Judy?
Yes, you do, every little inch.
It says dig site. So I've been looking into that to no avail. You see it onto the right there, guys? Dig site.
Yes, I see that.
Hello, meow. Hope everything's good in Germany. I think that's the person in Germany. I don't know. So here's another layout, which they were tunneling that way, like I said, and they got to stop there because they're in the zone of the Muyan. Now you see the conduit, right?
Yes.
So if that was conduit, guys, what is Johnny looking at for now? I see more than one orange line. Do you guys see more than one orange line?
Yes, I do. There's 3.
So what's that tell me? Other Muyan sensors, right?
Yes.
Lordy 40, they got more going on.
So now give us some results.
Right? You see the one above my head over here going this way.
Yes.
The one in the middle going to a orange circle. But those haven't not been defined yet because we know they got 14 sensors going, Judy. And I knew some
Right.
I knew some were on the southeast corner of the swamp. And I know they did 5 in the money pit. So, like I said, I look all over and I say, well, if that's conduit, what they showed us, these other ones have to be the same. You know what I mean?
Right. Scott says each muon had power.
Yeah, and I'm trying to look at the pattern of those concrete Muyan covers. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. Daniel wants to know, does anyone here believe the money pit was a ruse? That's still up in the air for me, Daniel.
I still say they're digging in the wrong space.
Scott's wondering, where is the power coming from? I was wondering that too, Scott.
Could be a generator someplace on the island. Power generator, those big things, those big tractor trailer things.
It would have to be 24 hours a day, every day, though, for the muon, would it not?
Right, because they're sending this information coming right from the island to their headquarters in Canada.
Okay.
So it's a continuous power and still go. I like the idea of the money pit, but I also like the idea of an offset chamber. But I don't know if it's in this area anymore. Can we keep on missing it by an inch for 250 years? Who the heck knows? Yup, Caroline.
I agree, John.
Yup, Caroline. That's what I thought. Mobile generator someplace. Or they hook it up to the war room. Not the war room, the interpreter center. Maybe they got extra power on the side. And they hook up all this. They know what to do. They're professionals, you know what I mean? Same with the Duma mining.
Right. Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Okay, Meow. In Bresland. Bresland, Pretzel, Germany.
Yeah, I hope all's good there.
Yep, and we just figured this out, that red line, because I saw the word conduit, is the muon power. And Doug, here he goes. An extension cord from Blankenship's house. Probably blow the fuse a lot, you know what I mean?
Really?
And these are the muon containers. We finally got acknowledgement, because we really didn't know what they were, Judy. I never knew what these things were. I thought that what was, but they never said until now.
No, they didn't. When I saw that, I said, "Oh, that's what those are."
Yep.
Well, it's good to know.
Here we go. We're giving Charles a lot of FaceTime. Go ahead, Judy.
Okay. Charles says to Daniel, I will look into the analysis of the arsenic component of the copper as an indicator of a degraded additive to that composition. That may be helpful to determine that foraging date.
Mm-hmm.
Geolocating the copper source mine is another possible answer to your question if the copper had come from Mesoamerican origins.
Very, very good. This guy Charles is on the ball. Unbelievable. Uh-oh. Here's the professor. Look what he says now. Go ahead.
I have a strong suspicion that the real treasure is somewhere else on the island, and I think I know where. He always does this stuff, but he won't tell us.
Just what I want to hear before Christmas to drive me more nuts.
Right, exactly. And he loves it too. He loves doing it.
He likes that drama. He gets that drama, that hype level up to about 110, you know.
Right. He should be a producer of the show, really.
Yeah. And this is what I wanted to point out. What Rick says. Now, this was last night, guys. This is what they're showing us in December. And I figured this was taken maybe in June. You know what I mean?
Right, yes.
Because we know with the muon and the Osprey muon. And he says the muon detectors are collecting data as we speak. So I try to put a little time frame into, okay, you're still collecting data. And I think they're in June. So now June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That was like 6 months ago, right there.
So we may be getting some soon.
You know what I mean? Not unless there's nothing there. They're getting Muyan information, just not TV worthy.
That could be too, John. Boy, that'll be disappointing.
Yep, but we got to wait. They have a 10-foot setback around each of those detectors. So 10 foot all the way around them concrete protectors. Obviously, the concrete protectors are there so they don't drive over them with all kinds of bobcats and tractors and 4x4. So that's a good thing to do.
Right, yes.
And this is when they were determined to not go near the Muyan ream of direction and plant one a little bit away for the Muyan technology to work. Good night, Kimberly. Thanks for coming in. Come again.
Stay safe, Kimberly.
What's Daniel saying now? How could the expert come to a quick conclusion then? Why do you think he would come to this conclusion so quickly without proper investigation?
Yeah, you have to wonder, Daniel. I was thinking he sure must know his stuff when he did make that decision right away.
Yep. Then I still don't think this is the thing they showed us that's supposed to belong in a museum, Judy, because I've shown on my programs before and on YouTube, it looks more of a jewel blue gem type of deal. You remember seeing that?
Right, yes.
So they're just using this box maybe to throw me off.
I know that the symbols on this, John, does look similar to the other. That's one thing I can see.
And but maybe they put that jewel in there, like videoing and photoshopping that just to see, well, this is what could have been in there. Like they showed the jewels maybe into the little golden cross, all those little holes. There's supposed to be jewels in there from the McGinnis.
Right, yes.
And they showed us all them holes. This is where the jewels should be, and they put the jewels in there. So maybe that's what they showed us, maybe, that those round indentations would have, red rubies in it or something. I'm not sure what they did. I'm just speculating, guys.
Right. And that could be, John. Daniel says that it's been confirmed. I'm thinking he means a treasure to be under Fred's shed. Tammy wants her cut.
Yeah, Tammy always says looks under Fred's tool shed. And here's this guy, Edward Barnhart, director of Maya Exploration Center, renowned archaeologist, Dr. Edwin Barnhart.
Yeah, Tammy pointed out a while ago that she remembers seeing him on a documentary to do with Mayan and Inca, and that's probably where I've seen him as well.
Yep. And the last slide here is Irving Equipment coming with a 109-foot crane to scoop out the muck for 80 feet in the garden shaft. So like next week is digging down. And the week after that looks pretty exciting. I'll show you a couple of pictures from the preview I saw last night. What hole they went down, I'm not sure. If it's the new hole they just drilled. This is January 3rd. This is the formation they see now in this new tunnel or shaft. or void, not sure. This will be shown on January 3rd, 2023. It showed us this. It showed us this. I haven't cleaned it up a little bit if I could. I don't have any kind of Photoshop or anything. And what hole it's in, we'll find out January 3rd.
That looks interesting.
Yeah, they're back in the swamp. Again, we can't get away from this swamp, so we're back in the swamp. And this is when Marty says it looks like some sort of pedestal sticking up. You know what you can do on your pictures. You can put this more on clear and turn the picture. That's all I can do is turn it like 360 degrees, Judy, up and down, sideways.
Right.
But they never give you a clear picture to really see until the program shows. They'll put that little fuzziness and that little fogginess in there just to throw us off. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Tammy Hurst says, does anyone see the pedestal Marty saw? I don't, Tammy.
Nope, we're looking at it right now, Tammy. It just looks like a big rock to me. Or it could be not big, but we don't know the size and we don't know what hole they're showing this. This will be on January 3rd when we're back. We'll have the pre-show with me. Watch the show. Post-show at 10:15. And then Wednesday, January 4th, Judah will be back on with me for her synopsis of January 3rd. Next week, it's all up in the air. I mean, if you're home and stuff like that, I'll watch Drilling Down and maybe post something on YouTube, not in the studio, but just to keep you abreast of what was going on. Very short. Very short.
Okay. Daniel says Enoch's plate with the name of God in it was on a pedestal. I thought of this when they mentioned seeing a pedestal.
Very, very interesting.
Ooh, Daniel.
Meow from Germany. Do they still refill the swamp every year and had to pump the sweet water to the containment area years ago? No, that's the spring in there fills the swamp. They don't really refill it. You know what I mean, Judy?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. After they drain it and they're done, then it just fills up slowly on its own.
Yep. But we'll have to clear some of these pictures up and see. I'm giving you a preview. There's a YouTube little video that I do. It's a promotion video that I put on there, promo for The Swamp is Back. The Swamp is Back.
Yellow stuff on there.
Don't forget, guys, when you're doing these pictures and looking at these pictures, don't forget about the lights. The lights on these cameras reflects everything crazy. So the best way to look at these pictures are in black and white. Because a lot of reflection on these lights on a lot of different colors. So I found that the best way to look at these pictures is in black and white. Does that make sense, Judy?
Yes, it does, John. I find it helps for sure. Scott wants to know, is the swamp fresh water or salt?
I think it's both.
I think it's fresh. Both? Okay.
Yeah, because they got the spring in there, obviously, near the eye of the swamp. And I think it's also got salt water in also.
Yes, okay.
You remember, Rick was always trying to drink that water, you know what I mean? He's always spitting it all.
Yes.
And who knows what that big well is at the end of, what the heck, Sam Ball's property, that we got to find out about that well.
Yes. Hopefully they'll go there.
Meow says this yellow stuff looks like mercury connection, an Hg-dye. Who knows? They put more dye in this island to file it out and see where the heck it was going. Who knows what that stained? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my lordy! I've been here an hour and a half.
Daniel says that the Royal Arch Freemasonry reference as well to this. So that's something when you say Freemasonry, because I do think they're involved in this.
Unbelievable. Well, I thought we had a good show tonight. What do you think?
Oh, I think we had an excellent one. We had a good time, and that's what counts.
Yep, we had a good laugh. You made me cry. You made my nose run. But I don't know how I get myself into those predicaments, but I thought it was very good. Very good. All right,
Yeah,
Judy, if you want to say your goodbyes and for Christmas time, and because we won't be on until after the holidays, and go for it, Judy.
All righty, John. Hey, guys, I will miss everybody next week. I truly will. I hope that you all have a great Christmas, great holiday season, whatever you are celebrating, and that you do get to spend lots of time with your family. That, to me, is what's most important. We will see you back the first week of January, and until then, please stay safe, please, everybody. And thank you for taking part tonight. This was fun.
Okay.
Good night, John.
All right. Thank you, Judy. I'll be talking to you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thanks for coming in tonight. And again, like Judy and my whole gang, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Be safe. If you have family, enjoy. If you're by yourself, keep that upper lip. Be positive. Do things that make you happy. And just go on. Don't worry about it. So that's my special message to all my members, as always, and even throughout the year. As I say, remember, members, always go forward. I know it's hard during the holidays if you lost somebody or you're by yourself. Been there doing that as we speak. You just got to believe in yourself. Even if you get that setback, believe in them dreams you had, no matter how old you are. I always do. Sometimes you can't complete them, but you always have to go for goals and reach for goals. Always forward, always goals. For tomorrow's a never given. You're here today, gone tomorrow. Living that dream also. The world needs a lot of love, especially during the holidays. And also, you guys, as my friend Jan says, try to be kind. Keep that smile on your face. A lot of people have problems that you don't know about, but they still smile about it. Still go forward. Still be positive. And stay safe also. You got the flu season, you got the COVID season, you got this respiratory lung infection. Please be safe. Thank you for joining me and Judy tonight. I'll see you pre-show January 3rd. Anything comes up in between, watch the alerts, watch the notification bells. But as far as I know, we're all set for Tuesday, January 3rd. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Have a great Christmas. Enjoy the snow. Enjoy the skiing. Enjoy just sitting on your couch with a hot chocolate. Thank you. Take care. And bye-bye.